The 2026 FIFA World Cup meal at McDonald's is underway with one of 9 legendary cups in the lineup. Christian Pulisic, David Beckham, Lamine Yamal, Ronaldinho, Thierry Henry, Son Heung-min, Alphonso Davies, Santi Jimenez. And between the posts, it's Grimace. Get one of 9 collectible cups with a FIFA World Cup meal.
At participating McDonald's for a limited time while supplies last. All rights reserved. 2026 McDonald's at FIFA World Cup 2026.
This episode is brought to you by Prime. What if you had one more chance with the one that got away?
Sam, you came home.
Based on the best-selling novel from Carly Fortune. Every Year After follows childhood friends Sam and Percy as they reunite in the dreamy, nostalgic lakeside town of Barry's Bay.
Love can be hard to find. So if you're lucky enough to find that person, never let go.
A second chance at first love. Every Year After, now streaming only on Prime.
Your ex broke up with you. They're acting cold. They're acting distant. Maybe they're ignoring your messages. Maybe they're acting like the relationship never mattered. Maybe they're even being rude. What? Or mean, or completely detached. And now you're wondering, well, if they ever cared about me, then how could they possibly act this way? Well, here's the mistake that a lot of people make after a breakup. They assume that cold behavior means no feelings. But what if the opposite is true? What if some of the coldest behavior you'll ever see from an ex is happening precisely because they're trying not to feel what they're feeling? Because what I'm about to tell you is going to completely change how you interpret your ex's behavior. So by the end of this video, you're going to understand why an ex can act cold, detached, angry, or even cruel after a breakup, and why that behavior is very different from what they're actually feeling underneath. Hi, if you're new here, my name is Lucia. I'm a dating and relationship expert specializing in helping you get your ex back or to get over your ex. And if you're not new, you're part of my no contact army. Welcome back. Always good to have you. Okay, let's get right into it. The first reason your ex may seem cold is because of the relief stage, which I think most of you have heard of by now. When someone initiates a breakup, they usually feel relief immediately afterward. Now, before you get upset, relief does not mean that they're happy. It doesn't mean that they never loved you. And it definitely doesn't mean that they'll never miss you. It just means that a difficult decision has finally been made. So for them, the uncertainty is over. The internal conflict is over, and the pressure they felt inside is temporarily gone. So as a result, they can look surprisingly calm on the outside and detached while you're devastated. The second reason they seem cold is because they're certain of their decision in that moment. At the time of the breakup, most dumpers believe they're doing the right thing. They don't share your doubts or your confusion. They don't share your hope that things can still be fixed. So when you try to convince them otherwise, they see it as resistance rather than love. And this is why many dumpers become impatient when someone keeps trying to change their mind. Not because they're cruel, but because from their perspective, the decision has already been made. And if you would like my help to get your ex back and reverse their decision, you can contact me at theartoflove.net/coaching, and we will send you the rates. They are not posted on my website, and the direct link is underneath every single video and podcast. Okay, the third reason is something many people never consider, and that is that your ex has usually been processing this breakup long before you even knew it was coming, right? They replayed conversations, they analyzed issues, they imagined leaving, they debated the decision internally, and in most cases, they've spent weeks or months and maybe even years mentally preparing themselves. Meanwhile, you're hearing about the breakup for the first time. So while you're just beginning to process it, they're already exhausted from processing it. And this creates a huge emotional mismatch because, of course, you want it.
Zootopia 2 has come home to Disney Plus.
Let's go!
Get ready for a new case.
We're gonna crack this case and prove we're the greatest partners of all time!
New friends.
You are... Gary the Snake. And your last name? The Snake.
Dream Team.
And new habitats.
Zootopia has a secret reptile population.
You can watch the record-breaking phenomenon at home.
You're clearly working it.
Zootopia 2, now available on Disney Plus, rated PG.
Answers, but they want the conversation to be over. And that mismatch often comes across as coldness. The fourth reason is that your ex may begin feeling trapped. And this happens when the dumpee, that would be you, refuses to accept the breakup. So you ask for another chance, you want one more conversation, you want them to reconsider. Of course, this is completely understandable, but from their perspective, it feels like their freedom is being threatened. And the more trapped they feel, the harder they pull away. The harder they pull away, the colder they become. And this is one of the reasons why chasing after a breakup usually backfires. The more pressure they feel, the stronger their desire becomes to get away from you. So if you need help to stay in no contact, I have an app called Silencio, and you can find the link to that to download it underneath every single video and podcast. And for those of you who still like to read, I also have a book, and you can read 2 free chapters at nocontactsecrets.com. And again, the link is you know where. Okay. The fifth reason is guilt. Many dumpers don't want to confront the pain that they've caused. So seeing your sadness forces them to face the reality that they've hurt someone they once cared about deeply, and maybe even still care about. So that creates guilt. And of course, guilt is uncomfortable. So instead of sitting there with those feelings, most people emotionally distance themselves. Others become defensive. Some even become harsh. And it's not because they enjoy hurting you, but because they're trying to avoid feeling bad about hurting you. The sixth reason is a loss of patience. When interest level goes down or emotional investment drops, people's tolerance usually drops with it. So things that they once found cute become annoying. Things they once overlooked suddenly start to bother them. Their patience becomes shorter, their responses become colder. Again, this doesn't mean they never loved you, it just means that they're no longer viewing you through the same emotional lens that they once did. Now, here's where things get interesting. The seventh reason your ex may act cold is because feelings are starting to come back. Yes, I know it sounds backwards, but stay with me. Sometimes when a sense of familiarity starts returning, your ex becomes uncomfortable. They begin feeling the connection again.
If you've ever blasted synth beats from your boombox or burned CDs for your besties, this one's for you. As people get older, much like their music tastes, their health needs change. AG1 is the simple daily health drink designed to deliver over 75 essential daily nutrients and pre- and probiotics to support energy, digestion, and mood, so you can make the most out of every decade and dance break. Learn more at drinkag1.com.
They start remembering the good times. They start feeling attached, and suddenly they panic. Why? Because those feelings threaten the certainty they've been holding on to. If they start feeling connected again, oh no, then they have to question whether they made the right decision. So what do people do? They push you away. They become distant. They become cold, almost like a wounded animal trying to protect itself. And ironically, some of the coldest behavior happens when emotions start reappearing. Another reason your ex may seem mean or angry or aggressive is because anger is usually easier than sadness. After a breakup, many dumpers experience guilt, regret, shame, grief, confusion. But those emotions make people feel vulnerable. So anger feels stronger. It feels safer. Instead of sitting with sadness, they focus on your flaws. Instead of dealing with regret, they criticize you. Instead of feeling guilty, they become angry. So anger functions as emotional armor. It's protecting them from feelings that they don't want to experience. Now, let's talk about one of the most important parts in this entire video, and that is most dumpers do not miss their ex immediately. And that's because they still have access to the memory of you if they don't have access to you. They assume you're still there. They believe they can still contact you if they want. And in many cases, they haven't experienced the loss yet. They've only experienced relief. Missing someone requires absence. It requires time and the realization that the person is no longer part of their daily life. And that's why many dumpers don't begin missing their ex until weeks or even months later. And only then does the absence become real. Only then do they start noticing what's missing. And that brings us to the biggest mistake that people make. They react to the coldness. They panic, they beg, plead, they explain, they chase. And all that does is reinforce the very dynamic causing the problem. Your ex already knows you want them back. You don't need to keep proving it. So the stronger move is to give them the breakup. Accept their decision, respect their space, maintain your dignity, and allow them to fully experience life without you. Because until they experience your absence, they can't fully process your value. That's why no contact is so powerful. Not because it's a game or manipulation, but because it allows reality to do what chasing never can. So if your ex is acting cold right now, don't automatically assume it means they don't care. Reacting emotionally to their coldness rarely helps. Giving them the breakup does. And remember, no contact army. We don't react. We do no contact. If you found this video or episode helpful, be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on any other future videos or episodes. And finally, remember, love inspires, empowers, uplifts, and enlightens.